Tonight on Q2, flames of fury, but relief could soon be in sight.
It's very quiet for the most part, and doesn't seem like that big of an emergency right now, but I know things can change quickly.
Firefighters make progress on the Elk Fire flames as residents hope to soon go home. Plus, breaking ground in hopes of taking more criminals off the streets.
There actually will be accountability, and we're glad. This is what the public asked for.
A $6 million public safety project is now underway as the Yellowstone County Jail will soon gain some much-needed space. And highlighting a house.
It was just amazing, you know, it was like a dream come true.
A home on Rimrock drawing a lot of eyeballs, but there's special meaning behind this bright green. The MTN News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on this Monday night. I'm David J. New tonight, these are just some of the images from inside the fire lines as nearly 700 firefighters continue to battle the Elk Fire in Sheridan County, Wyoming. That fire breaking out in the Bighorn National Forest, burning 73,000 acres and threatening an entire town throughout the past 10 days. But there are signs of hope this evening as crews made slight progress yesterday and today, putting the fire at 10% containment. A helicoptered firefighter confirmed this afternoon this tree seen in the picture was struck by lightning, sparking the fire on Friday, September 27th. The flames have burned 2 homes and several outbuildings, but firefighters have added a containment line along the northeast edge of the fire. Several evacuation orders remain in effect, but the town of Dayton is currently downgraded from a set status to ready. However, much closer to those fire lines, cabin owners in the area of Red Grade Road were able to get a sense of the devastation today. They were allowed to return into the closed area to retrieve necessary items this morning before the road was shut down again this evening. Tonight, Q2's Alina Howder has the latest on this fire and the worries it continues to cause residents.
Red Grade Road here in Sheridan County had been closed because of the fire, but thanks to milder weather, dozens of property owners have been able to visit their cabins temporarily on this road. As a former volunteer firefighter, Lonnie Wright is used to big fires.
When Mother Nature throws her weight around, she usually rules the roost.
But the Elk Fire still took the Bighorn resident by his toes.
The way this one has moved is pretty unusual.
Wright may no longer be a firefighter, but this one has hit close to home.
I have a cabin on the mountain, so it's been our family probably 8 years, something like that.
Wright's cabin is on Red Grade Road, right outside of Bighorn, a road that's been mostly inaccessible the past couple of days.
There were portions that were closed from the beginning, but then just recently, in the past couple of days, they closed an additional portion of it. So it's kind of a full closure on Red Grade Road now.
But milder weather has given Red Grade Road cabin owners like Wright a window of opportunity.
Forest is trying to, accommodate these cabin owners and letting them meet at the road closures and then get into their cabins to just grab what they need to and then come out by 5 o'clock tonight.
Giving Wright the chance to check on his cabin.
It's very quiet for the most part. And doesn't seem like that big of an emergency right now, but I know things can change quickly.
A change of pace from what he's seen this past week, bringing out the best in the community in an otherwise awful situation.
Makes you believe that we have a chance as a civilization when you see people come out of the woodwork to donate and to help in any way they can.
In Sheridan County, Alina Howder, MTN News.
As that fire continues to burn, it is creeping closer to Montana, even forcing the Crow Reservation to declare a state of emergency. Those flames, along with many other blazes, creating smoky skies across Montana and Wyoming. With more on that, here's meteorologist Jason Stiff. Jason?
Well, still a lot of smoke in the air. Our firefighters are doing a fantastic job battling the Elk Fire, but it is a tough one, rugged terrain, but it is going to get eventually extinguished. But as you can see, looking at our air quality, it is far from ideal. Now that the sun is not up, all the smoke and haze starting to settle down as we don't have the upward vertical motion with the sun's heating of the day. So a lot of places with moderate air quality right now. And unfortunately, it's not going to get better. We still have more smoke in the forecast coming in from both Idaho and also Wyoming. So much of southern Montana as well as northern Wyoming expecting plenty of smoke for much of the day tomorrow into early Wednesday. But there are some changes. Our 7-day forecast coming up.
The state of Florida bracing for yet another powerful hurricane. Hurricane Milton is now a Category 5 storm barreling toward the Tampa Bay area. The hurricane is expected to make landfall late Wednesday or early Thursday, with Governor Ron DeSantis warning time is running out to leave. Milton would be the first major hurricane to make landfall in the Tampa Bay area since 1921, with the storm surge expected to be as high as 12 feet. Damage left behind from Helene just a few short weeks ago is making matters even worse, as clogged storm drains are expected to create more flooding. Helene killed at least 230 people across the southeast, causing billions of dollars in damage just along Florida's Gulf Coast. New at 10, the Billings Fire Department says the house fire that left one man dead yesterday afternoon started with a small explosion in an upstairs room of the house. That fire started around 2:30 right across from Dealer Park, with the house receiving smoke damage throughout. As of now, it remains unclear what caused the explosion and the fire to occur. Law enforcement is now investigating the blaze. New details coming from Yellowstone National Park as that massive explosion at Biscuit Basin was captured on camera this summer, leaving visitors shocked. We now know that the explosion was caused by boiling water and steam at shallow levels rather than magma. Scientists with the U.S. Geological Survey found the rocks and debris from the explosion were sandstone and siltstone. If the explosion was rooted deeper in the ground, the rocks would be rhyolite. Those rocks come from about 175 feet below the surface. Scientists learned by looking at photographs and talking to visitors that an explosion was inevitable before the July 23rd incident.
We also learned from citizen science reports and photographs from prior to the explosion that there may have been a precursory sort of surge from the pool, probably on the night of July 16th or 17th, based on how rocks moved around between those two time periods.
After the explosion, scientists placed cameras, seismometers, and thermal probes at Black Diamond Pool in Biscuit Basin. They say those tools detected other surges of water since July, but nothing nearly as big as what happened in July. And these same scientists also predict the tallest geyser in the world, Steamboat Geyser, will erupt in the coming days or weeks. They are basing that off the temperature measured in the geyser's outflow channel. They say those temperatures went up and down a lot during September, a sign of minor activity at the geyser. Oftentimes when seen minor activity, it means a major eruption is on its way. Hundreds of new apartments could soon be built in Livingston as that community continues to confront a growing housing crisis. A development community purchased 132 acres of land on the north side of town near Scenic Trail back in 2016 and has since built 50 homes on the property. That company, Northtown Development Corporation, now hopes to build 240 apartments on the property over the next 5 years. Plans call for 9 three-story buildings. The project is currently in the pre-application phase, with an official application expected in the next few weeks. Tonight we're highlighting a house, but it's not your typical house. This home on Rimrock Road is capturing everyone's eyes with its bright green color. In fact, it's so unique the paint had to be specially ordered. But as Q2's Haley Monaco explains, there's a very special meaning behind this shade of green as the owner looks to leave a lasting legacy.
Rimrock Road is filled with typical looking neighborhoods, but one Billings woman decided to add a little bit of brightness to hers.
It's a sight you can't miss.
The bright lime green house.
And it's 86-year-old Donna Butler's dream come true.
Makes me feel good. It just makes me feel good. It brightens me up if I'm a little tired out.
This bright idea started out of necessity. Butler needed to fix her siding after it was damaged in a hailstorm.
I had all kinds of color samples out here in the patio, and she'd say, "That's too bright. Just do it a lighter color." And I said, "Well, but this is what I like. This is what I want."
But it was quite the team effort.
It's a one-of-one color, so you can't even buy that color in the store, which is pretty cool.
Cade Ryan owns Impress Paint and took on the task of making Butler's vibrant vision come to life.
We spent like 3-4 hours there at the paint center, just match, a little more tint, and then I brought it back to her, and she got kind of choked up and was like, "No way, like we can really do it."
Living in the home for 50 years, the color before was a bit lifeless.
It was green, but so light that it was almost white.
Now, the color matches Butler's beautiful spark for life.
I'll open my trailer sometimes and I'll see little speckles of that green everywhere, and it just reminds me of Donna every time. And so it was just a pleasure.
3 decades ago, Butler was diagnosed with breast cancer, and it spread to her lymph nodes.
Yeah, 31 years ago, they told me I wasn't going to make it.
She not only made it, but is still thriving.
I've had a fun life so far, and I'm glad for every day I still have. So as long as I know who I am and where I am most of the time, I'm content.
Now, living every day to the fullest.
I've always liked that color. Knowing of how old I am, I probably will never be able to pick another color. I'm not going to live long enough for that, I don't hardly think, but...
And making decisions to bring her joy. In Billings, Haley Monaco, MTN News.
Still ahead on the MTN 10 o'clock news on Q2. The truth behind all those ads. We'll break down some political advertisements, finding where facts can cross over to the line of fiction. And later, more room behind bars. A multi-million-dollar expansion project is underway at the county jail. We'll take you there in just a bit.